morning! This is a stage makeup tutorial for those who don't know how to do stage makeup or don't know anything about makeup really. And the reason we do stage makeup, it's a little different than regular makeup, but that's because with the lights and everything and being far away, the audience can't really see your face. So you want to highlight those features to make sure you can actually be seen on stage and not look like a ghost. So first step, actually my first step, I like to use a lip mask or a lip balm to make sure my lips don't get so chapped, especially when I put lipstick on. And then I'll do some primer. And there we go, that is the start of our base. Then you're gonna need a makeup sponge and spray my beauty blender so that it's a bit damp. I'm just going to take some of this one. This is my lightest one and I like to use it to mix. Take about 3 pumps of that. And I like to use these ones just on my skin. Just help darken it a bit. And then you just blend. I want to make sure it's nice and even all over. Don't be afraid to cake it on. It's stage makeup, so it's going to be cakey. That way you can actually be seen from the audience. And also, don't feel bad if you can still see texture on your skin. That's normal. Makeup is not meant to be a filter on your skin to hide all of the texture. It's still there. It's skin. Okay, the next step I do is concealer. Concealer is just going to help hide like anything you didn't really cover with foundation, like any acne and stuff. You can also put it under your eyes to help brighten them up a bit, hide those dark circles. And I like to let my concealer sit for a bit because then it's better coverage for the most part. If you let it marinate. So I'm just gonna let that sit for like a minute. Okay, so now that my concealer has marinated for a little bit, I'm just gonna go in, gently blend it in. You can't be too rough, otherwise you're not really gonna get that coverage that you're looking for. And if it dries up a bit while you let it marinate, you can just spray it with a bit of setting spray or spray your sponge more. That's why we have a damp sponge, so it's easier for that. Just gonna blend, 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 blend. Okay, that is all blended. And notice how my skin still looks like skin because it's skin. So I'm just gonna take a bit of powder to set over it. Take a bit, since it's translucent powder, dab a little bit off. Really just gonna help set that bit of a base. Okay, righty. And so now our next step would be contour. With contouring, that's to really highlight your cheekbones and make it look like you have more of a chiseled face. So I'm just gonna, I use this little contour palette, the darker parts and the lighter parts, to be able to blend them together. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this. Do you see where that little indent is? I'm gonna go right under the cheekbones to really just, right at the cheekbones. Just blend a bit. Other side. Just really get that divot right there is what you want. Go a bit on the forehead too, with the darker one. A bit under the chin. You know, gotta really have a snatched face. And just blend up, blend up. I also like to make little lines on my neck just to make it look a bit more defined. And then I take the lighter parts and I like to blend a bit on the outsides of the darker parts to really help it just blend a bit more into the skin. Especially if I take a lot right under this line is really what's going to help define those cheekbones more. And a little bit in the forehead, of course. And that's face contour, but we're also going to do a bit of nose contour just to make that nose really nicely defined. So I'm just going to take a little brush and go brown and just follow this part of my nose, but I'm going to go a bit straight down to make my nose look a bit smaller, a bit more defined. We're gonna go around the curve, make almost a little circle to make it look like a little button nose, and then go lighter down the center. And sides. Actually, I like to take a bit of concealer to go down the middle. Just a little bit here, a little bit in the center there. We're really just gonna try and define that nose. Now with this concealer, we're just gonna blend in a straight line, trying to keep it within those lines. We hope, and then go on the outsides too. And there's a contour nose. Alrighty, and then my next step I like to do, the next step you should do, is blush to go over the contour, and it goes over there. You want to do a lot of blush. Like, you want to look like you have blush blindness, just because the audience won't be able to see it unless there's like a crap ton on your face. I always like to start about right here, a little bit above the apples of my cheeks when I smile, right here, and then I go up and blend up to really help snatch the face a bit. Do I look sunburnt yet? We'll go other side. Go a bit down more to the apples of the cheeks. Okie dokes. That's the blush. And so just to set this base real quick, I'm gonna go in with a bit of setting spray. Setting spray is just gonna help melt it into the skin and make sure it just stays for a while. Because you know, this is a show. You're singing, dancing, sweating. This makeup's gotta stay on. Just keep it at a distance a bit and spray, and now we're just gonna let it dry. Okay, now that it's mainly dry, next is eyeshadow, because once again, you want the audience to be able to see your eyes. It's a bit brownish of some sorts, and I'm just going to take that and place it more, just very gently, not too much, just all on the lid, up to this brow bone right here. Same thing with the other side, just a bit. Okie dokie. And then we're just gonna take a bit of, I would say, a light bit of this darker color right here. And then just very little, very gently blend in circles on the outside. Go a bit more in. That one was actually a little dark, so I'm just going to a bit more to blend over. So you just want to use a little bit. And it's fine if it goes out like this, you just might want to clean it up with a bit of concealer, because that is a bit messy. Take a bit more, very gently brush it out. That's definitely looking better than this side. I would just clean this up with a bit of micellar water or concealer. And we're gonna go a bit down to the lower lid too. So I just have a Q-tip with a bit of micellar water to clean her up a tiny bit. Especially this one, got a little carried away there. Just a bit under the brow bone is what we want, because we still want space for brows. Okay, just clean her up a little bit. Oh, it's okay if you just want to blend it back. Blend it back. Now she looks okay. And another thing I also just remembered, eyebrows. If you just want to take an eyebrow pencil, maybe or a bit of eyebrow gel to help them stay, I'm just going to fill these ones in a bit more and try to shape them a bit. Bring out that tail some more. Bring out the front ones. Just And then there's a little spoolie on this one, so I'm just gonna blend, blend, blend a bit, brush them up. Now we're gonna go back to eyeshadow. My bad, got a little carried away there. Just all blended, right? And now we're actually going to take a bit of a lighter color to go more towards the center corner, just a bit of shimmer and glitter. So I'm taking this white actually, and I am just going to put that on there. Here we go. Make sure you blend, 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 blend. Get the okie dokie. And there's our eyeshadow. So for eyeliner, I like to use the NYX waterproof eyeliner. It stays forever. I've fallen asleep in it a few times and it stays right on. So I'm just gonna take this. I'm just going to look a little bit at the corner of my eye and draw a bit of a diagonal line out. And then just, you see where this point is? We're just gonna, and right there, we wanna try and connect from here to there. And it's okay if you curve it a bit. Since I have more hooded eyes, it's kind of hard to do that. And we're just gonna build out a little bit from here till we get a point. Bit more, connect, connect, connect. And there's one of your big wings. So we're just gonna do the other side. It's kind of hard if your eyes are uneven, but it just takes a bit of practice. You can always ask somebody else to help with eyeliner if they know what they're doing. Another line out, angle it, and then we're just gonna connect it there. Remember, you can always clean this up with micellar water if you want them to be super nice and neat and perfectly even, but symmetry is kind of hard sometimes. See that? That works for now. Anyway, we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to do lashes and finishing touches. And while my eyeliner is drying, I will actually talk to you about lashes. It's also good to wear falsies when you're on stage so that, you know, people can see your eyes. Oh my gosh, it's like I've mentioned that 5 million times. That's very important. Anyway, you can just get like fluffy lashes. I like to buy them in sets. I'm by no means a pro at putting on lashes, but I can try to teach you. You know, this one kind of straightens out a bit, you see that? But you want to know that they'll curve to the shape of your eye. What I like to do first is look at it on my eye, try to get a good reference point of if I need to cut it or not. And this one I am going to cut just a little bit since my eyes are a bit smaller. I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and cut just a little bit at first, you know, just to check. Alright, so I just trimmed a little bit of the lash, and I'm just going to look at it again on my eye, and once again it is hard because I have such hooded eyes and my eyelids fold a million different ways, but this looks like it'll be just fine on my eye. No. Look at it real quick on my eye. And since my eyes are different lengths, I have to look at them separately just to see how much to trim. I do curve a bit differently. This one, I'm still gonna trim a teensy bit off, not as much as the first one, but just gonna trim a bit on the band. You also want to be careful on the band to not completely kill the lashes. Alrighty. And so I do mascara before lashes, you know, so I'm just gonna curl my lashes real quick. Gentle with that. Use a lash curler. You don't want to pull out your eyelashes. It's good to get a decent curl. Okie dokie. So I'm just gonna put on mascara. It's just like a cheap mascara. Sometimes I try to use more waterproof mascaras, but I couldn't find waterproof today, so just do regular. Just gonna take the wand, brush up a bit, being very gentle, not to clump it up so much. And we just want like a bit of mascara just because, you know, we're gonna put lashes on over. And we'll go bottom lashes too. Other side. Actually, get a bit more mascara. Bottom lashes. Alrighty, so we're just gonna let that dry a bit. And while we do that, we're actually going to take lashes. Again, I am by no means a professional putting these on. I still struggle myself, but I can try my best. I'm just gonna take a bit of lash glue. I like this one because you just brush it on the band. You see that band right there? We are just going to take a bit of glue, not too much, and brush it on to that band right there. There we go. It's just all on that band. And we're just going to let it dry just a little bit. Wait like 20-30 seconds to help that glue get nice and tacky so that it'll actually stick and be easy to put on. Remember, it's not okay if your makeup's not necessarily perfect. It takes a lot of practice. Like, even this isn't completely perfect, but as long as you don't have mascara like all over your face, all on your cheeks and eyelids, you're good. As long as the audience can see your face, it's okay. So now it's a bit tackier. I'm just going to be careful and try to place it on my lash line starting on the outer corner. Stick down that inner corner. Now be careful, they can be a bit tricky, but there's one lash, sort of. You can always take them off and do glue again, but it looks fine for the most part. If you really want, you could take a bit of black eyeliner pencil and just, try to put in the lines, or use a bit of mascara to match them up better if you'd like, but the audience isn't gonna know. I'm just gonna tell them. So that one is A-okay. So we're gonna do the same thing again. We are going to put lash glue on this band right here. Just a little bit, not too much. Okay, nice and tacky. We're gonna do the same thing again. Just try to go from the outer corner in and stick it right on top of your real lashes, but don't glue your actual lashes down. Just try to stick it on to the lash line if you can. She looks just fine. If you're a perfectionist, you can definitely try more on those lashes, but for what I need this to do, they look just fine. You're just going to wrap up this tutorial by doing a bit of highlighter and some lips. So I'm just going to take this highlighter, just, it's nice and shimmery, so you want this to highlight certain spots, like the inner corners of your eyes. So you just can take a brush, you can use your finger too. Notice how it's nice and shiny, you can see that part. I also do a bit on a little line down here, and then dot right here. And then the brows, right underneath the brows. I also take a lot, and I like to do my cheeks. So the way I do my highlighter is I try to find a nice spot like right on my cheekbone, that's right here, and I follow the line of the blush. Same thing right here, go about right here, follow that blush line. Just a lot of highlighter. I like a lot of highlighter, maybe not as much as this, but so good. Make sure you see those shiny parts. Want to highlight them all. I also like to do underneath the lips, above the lips, a bit on my forehead depending on the hairstyle. And there you go. We're also just going to take some lipstick, a nice bright vibrant color to be seen. I like to use this reddish, and just And that is also why I put on a lip mask when I started my makeup to make sure that it wouldn't get too dried out. And I also like to use a matte lipstick because they last a while. There you go. And you can do a final round of setting spray. That's what I like to do to make sure it just, everything stays. I'm just gonna take down my hair. Let it dry real quick. And also, you can clean up any imperfections if you really need to. Micellar water. You just get a big old container, you know, some Q-tips, just a little bit. Goes a long way. But this is good. Just let it dry. All right, we are all dry. And that's how you do some stage makeup. A little basic. I am by no means a professional, remember that. And you can always ask those around you for help if you don't know what you're doing, because somebody will definitely know what they're doing. So there's that. Bye.